It didn't just start today. But because you have gotten used to the chaos, used to the pain, used to the mess that you keep walking into, you have not taken the time to figure out how did it get there, when did it start, and what you can do to move beyond it. Hey now, how is everybody doing? Welcome to season 5. Y'all, this has been a great ride. And again, for those of you that did not get the chance to see my thank you last week, thank you today. And today, I want to have a conversation about what it means to truly live. Because a lot of us are walking around in this environment, not living the life that we really should. You see, the thing that I'm appreciative that I finally learned was that we were meant to live life and live it more abundantly. But that's not the reality for a lot of us. So today, I want to share a few things with you because I too was among the living dead. Not really living the life that we desire, not truly living. How do I know that? Because there was a time that I wasn't truly living what I desired either. On the outside, we have a tendency to try to let the world see the greatness, the filters, the snapshots in time, because what we show publicly does not always reflect how we feel internally. And when I got up, put on my big, beautiful smile, went into my job, they didn't know that I was going through a divorce. They didn't know that I was dying inside. They did not know that I wasn't truly living. And if you find yourself in that position, well, today, I want to share some things that may be able to help you live. Because I remember when I found myself in a fetal position on a bathroom floor of a 2-bedroom apartment. For those of you that have been listening to me for a while, you already know this story. For those of you that are just getting a chance to meet me, well, I got married at 21. After 11 years of marriage, I found myself going through a divorce, having to raise my 2 sons alone. It was in the midst of trying to figure out how to live life once again because everything that I knew was gone. The life of abundance I thought I had, the life that I just envisioned myself truly having, no longer existed. So I got up every day to the best of my ability, put on my smile, wore my mask, and went out into the world trying hard not to let the chaos that was inside show up on the outside of my existence. But I didn't do that very well. When it was time to go home, put the kids to bed, it was in those nighttime moments that I struggled. For a lot of us trying to figure out how we get to the other side, usually found ourselves struggling with the hardships of life. Those broken relationships, the career shifts that we have to make, be it voluntary or involuntary for some of us. But if you find yourself in a position where you are broken on the inside and not really sure how to move into a better direction. You see, that's how I felt when I was in the fetal position on the bathroom floor of that 2-bedroom apartment. It was there that I decided I didn't want to do this anymore, like any of it. And I don't want you to be in a position where you on the outside, you're showing up with your smile, your beautiful, radiant self out there that everybody else sees. But on the inside, you're crumbling. What I want you to do is truly live. And I'm going to share with you the tool that I use to get me through my journey. This is just a small subset of what I typically teach, share, and show. And if you find yourself in that position, don't stay there and try to do it alone. You can get help. There's a lot of different resources that can support you. And if you need to have a quick conversation with me, just go to my website and click contact me so we can schedule some time to talk. But in the meantime, I want you to use this acronym that I use to support me. Live, where L means look. Look at your situation. A lot of us are sitting in the middle of some of the mess that we're in because we choose not to truly look at what we are experiencing. You need to be clear about what your world exists from the top of your head to the soles of your feet. What does it look like? The pieces that nobody knows about, the parts that you hide away, those elements inside of your being that you have constantly allowed somebody else to take the reins over because you didn't want to deal with it. Look, you need to look at it. And when you take a look, you need to do a deep dive. The next letter, I. Investigate. You have to go into investigation mode because some of the stuff that we are experiencing, it didn't just start today. But because you have gotten used to the chaos, used to the pain, used to the mess that you keep walking into, you have not taken the time to figure out how did it get there, when did it start, and what you can do to move beyond it. So you got to investigate. Investigate the pain. I know it's hard. And don't do it alone if you don't feel like you have the strength to do so. Find a therapist. I am not a therapist, but if you need somebody to coach you through the process that have walked inside of that journey, I'm your girl. Just reach out to me so we can walk through that together. Because in your investigation, there are levels that you'll have to walk through. And for some of us, when we think, oh, Tanya, look, I've already done this investigation, but I still find myself here. I want you to give yourself some grace. What you may be experiencing right now, and if you've already taken the time to look, taken a moment to investigate, is another level. You see, we don't often recognize the fact that when we are healing from one part of our lives, we may be switching into a new level. And if you're switching to a new level, then it's a difference, a deepness that you're experiencing. But you may not have given it a different emotional title, name, or whatever you're walking through. But I need you to know that some part of you, when you decided to go investigate it and put some measures into getting healed and getting whole, you did reach a level of healing. You're just not quite where you want to be. And if you find yourself in that mode and you're like, okay, Tanya, what am I supposed to do with this new level? That's the next letter. V, visualize. Visualize what your future looks like. Visualize what you want to have in your world. Visualize you in a better position, doing greater things, living life more abundantly. And that will lead you to the opportunity to do the next letter. E, engage. Engage in an activity that is a part of the visualization that you just did. You see, when I finally got my butt up off that bathroom floor, y'all, I had to take the time to really say, Tanya, how do we get here? That was me looking. My investigation was recognizing that the divorce was just a catalyst that sat on top of a bunch of other things. It wasn't me going through the divorce that put me in that position. It was me not loving Tanya. It was me not honoring Tanya. It was me not doing the things that I knew I was supposed to do for me. Because I abdicated my own throne. I allowed everybody else and a whole bunch of other things to dictate to me what my life should be like. And because I chose not to live what I knew I should have, because there's a part of your being that knows you, how you should live, how you should function, how you should stand, and you have chosen not to do it. So now you're in deeper chaos. More than you desire, and a strength that you don't feel you have to keep pressing through. I want you to know that you do. And it's engaging into the next actions of what you visualize your life to be that will get you there. And I get it. I get it. A lot of us want a smooth path. The role that you once played, whether it was a spouse, a professional, or full-time parent, that shaped your identity. But now, everything's changed. And with that change comes uncertainty. What if this is your opportunity to redefine you, rediscover a newer version of yourself that's built for this moment in time? This is your chance to create that reset moment, the identity that aligns with who you really are and not just who the world expects you to be. You know, where we have those perfectly laid bricks that we can just walk on. It's so beautiful as we see the path bend and curve. The symmetry of the bricks gives us an idea and a thought process that if this path is perfect, I will be okay. That if this path keeps moving in a perfect line, all the bricks lined up, all the moments lined up, the sun shining all over your face, the beautiful glitz and glam, you can visualize that. But here's the thing I also need you to know. You can visualize a greater life on a path that will move you forward, but broken bricks still give you a path to move. Because some of us have some cracks in some of the perfect path that we thought we would have, but we still got to press forward. And if you find yourself in this position right here, right now, today, not truly living the life of abundance that you desire, because you recognize the broken bricks, you recognize the cascading moments, but there's something else I need you to recognize. If you keep moving, keep pressing, keep showing up, you'll often find a bridge that will get you to your next destination, a bridge that will help you cross over the paths. And sometimes you'll have to build that bridge moment by moment because a minute is way too long. I want you to know you can do this. Walk through that path. Get yourself inside of a better position. And so for today, if you don't remember anything else, here's what I need you to remember. That life of abundance that you truly desire, live it out. Look at what's happening in your life. Investigate how it happened so that you can create the path that you need to visualize a better future and engage with actions that will support you crossing over those broken paths if it needs be to get to the bridge that's on the other side. And if anything that I've shared today resonates with you, then it's time to like, comment, and share this information with others. And before I go, let me leave you with a next level note. Some of you have gotten used to my next level notes. For those of you that are just being introduced to the next level notes, well, my next level notes are those things that help me build the path to get me to a better position. Because I shared earlier, when I was curled up in a fetal position on the bathroom floor of that two-bedroom apartment, it was because of a divorce that I was going through. But because I chose to live, I decided to take the time to look at what Tanya needed, and it gave me the strength to stand in my new power. Find Tanya 2.0, which gave me the opportunity to love again. So now I'm in my new marriage to the love of my life and my best friend, which just proves there is life after divorce. And if that is a part of your desire, it can happen. And trust me, I know for some of you that may be walking in the middle of the mess, your thoughts are, I'm never doing this again. Well, that was my thought also until I got healed and got whole. A lot of you know my religious roller coaster ride. I've been a Mormon, a Scientologist, an Egyptologist, a Buddhist, a Lutheran, a Catholic, you name it, I think I've done it. But what I learned in the middle of all of those elements in my religious roller coaster ride, that when I let Jesus join me on the journey, he gave me insight. And when I read that he said that he came to give me life and give me life more abundantly, that felt good, y'all. I like that statement. But you know what helped me truly believe that that was a true statement? Because out of all the religious elements, because I've done a lot of them, looking at Buddhism, looking at the elements of being a Muslim, looking at all of the pieces with Hare Krishna, several things. Jesus is the only one that I recognize as a risen God. And because he is a risen God, the God that I need in this moment today lives. The God that I need in this moment is giving me life. The God that I need in this moment can help me live the life that he said more abundantly. And when I made that decision, everything else changed. Now, it didn't change overnight, so I don't want to give anybody the impression that this will happen overnight. But just like that path of bricks being laid one by one, my crumbled path of bricks, Jesus walked with me over the crumbles. Because here's something about that crumbling path. That crumbling path was more stable in some ways because the crumble had already happened. And I had a new foundation that I was stepping over. And I want you to be able to have a life of abundance like I have. So if you're looking for a new opportunity, a better way of living, use the tools of life. But let the one that said that he will give life more abundantly join you on the journey, because it is there that I finally found the abundance that I was looking for. Abundance in my relationships, abundance emotionally, abundance financially, abundance spiritually, so that I can truly live And when the storms come and chaos rises up again, because what put you in the midst of that broken moment now, something else is going to do the same thing in the future. But if you got a stable foundation, a foundation where you know, okay, my bricks may be crumbling, but I know that they are firm because I have the one that gives me life so that I can live it abundantly, walking with me on the journey. And so for today, I'm hoping that this supports you. And if you want someone to join you on the journey, feel free to go to my website, tanyaehood.com. There you can click under the Work With Me tab and see the various ways that we can work with one another. In the meantime, this is Tanya E. Hood, walking in my purpose. And I want you to do the same.